Do you know that men are 4 times more likely to die by suicide? But most of the people who are trained to help us are women. I don't know about you, but I think that's a problem. And I will tell you why. I'm Kanu Sankara. I'm an army vet and a transformational coach. And this is Manhood Speaks. Recently, I completed my psychology program. And there were 2 things that stood out to me. 1, all but one of my lecturers was a man. The other thing was, in most, if not all of my classes, I was usually one of 2 male students. I think that's a problem. And this isn't a knock on the women who are teaching psychology or the women who are students in the psychology classes. As a matter of fact, women contributed significantly to the field of psychology, and they continue to do that. But here's where I am seeing an issue. Most of the students, if they were to continue on and become psychologists and become therapists, they are going to be there to treat men. And women, they do not have, or they didn't live, or they don't have the masculine, the male experience. They haven't been socialized and conditioned as we have been conditioned. And we have been conditioned from very young. Take, for example, the young man who grows up in a single parent home, just him and his mother and probably other siblings. He automatically takes up that protector role, that he must protect his mother. And I think because of that, boys were socialized and conditioned in a way to, if they have an issue, they must handle it. And they handle it on their own. So we become men, and the messages that we get from society is, you must man up. Regardless of what is taking place in your life, you have to push aside your emotions and handle what you must handle. And I think this is what is missing from the field of psychology and therapy. Because women hasn't had such an experience. So it's difficult for them to see it from a man's perspective, how he feels. Because respect for a man is the most important thing. The way that we dress, the career that we go into, the cars that we drive, it's all about respect. Take everything else from a man, but don't touch his respect. Without respect, we, men, we feel less than. And that is the thing. If a man now has to go and seek the help that he needs, he's going to think that, 1, seeking help makes him seem weak, makes him seem less than a man. So now, here we are, sitting across from a woman who is there to help us. Even if we are married, we are still on a conscious or subconscious level going to feel a type of way. Because this is a woman that I'm supposed to protect. This is a woman that I'm supposed to provide for. Well, at least she represents that image. And here I am showing up in this state where I feel weak. And she is there to help me. That is automatically going to make that man avoid going to therapy. And I think that is one of the main reasons why men don't show up in therapy. That help that we need, we avoid it because of that respect that we feel that we would be losing when, one, we are seeking help, and two, we are seeking help from the individual that we ought to be protecting. So you see the dilemma that we are facing here. And this happens on a conscious level, but I think it happens even more on a subconscious level. And this is why I think it is so important for more men to get into the field of psychology. So this isn't about limiting the amount of women in psychology. No, we need women in psychology, but we need more men in the field of psychology because we need more male therapists. We need more male psychologists. We need men who have had that experience, that socialization, that being cultured in such a way that only men can identify with. Because think of this. Let's say a woman has been sexually assaulted. Would she feel comfortable going to a therapist who is a man, even if he may be the best therapist in that particular area? No, of course not. She won't feel comfortable because most likely she was violated by another man. So she isn't going to see him and his qualifications and what he can do for her. What she is going to see is a representative of that particular individual who violated her. So likewise, it's the same thing with men. It would be much easier if a man can go to therapy and the other person on the other end of that desk is another man. A man who can say and look at him and say, brother, I've been there too. I understand the pain that you feel because I experienced that pain. And when an individual feels seen, feels heard, feels understood, the walls break down. That he becomes more emotionally open. And that is why it is so important for men, for it to have more men in the field of psychology, for there to be more male therapists. We need more men choosing to become mentors, men who are coaches. I have been in many coaching circles, and most of the coaches are women, and they help other women. Sometimes they help other men. Sometimes they help men. And a lot of the men who are in the coaching circle, most of their messages are directed towards women. So you see the dilemma that men are facing here. One, they are unseen, they are unheard, and they are not thought of. And that is why we have so many men who are suffering in silence. No one is looking at them. They are carrying this load all by themselves. They have to man up because this is what they grow up experiencing. This is the message that society has been pushing towards them. So you see the challenges that the average man faces. And I think this is one of the main reasons why men aren't showing up for therapy or going to that therapy that they need the most, because they aren't seeing someone who looks like them, someone who has had their male experience like them, someone who can understand the journey that a man goes through, the pride that he feels, that sense of need to have that respect. So if you're a young man looking at this and you are unsure of where you want to go with your career, I want to encourage you to look at the discipline of psychology, to truly consider it. And if you're a man in midlife who is now thinking about this, a second or this new era of your life, and you're probably thinking that, hey, I have passed my prime, I am stuck in a particular career, or you just want to reinvent yourself, I want to invite you to look at the field of psychology, to consider becoming a psychologist, consider becoming a coach, a mentor for other young men and other men as well, because men need you. Men need us. We need each other. We need to be there to support our brothers. I have seen it and I've experienced it for myself, that being able to open up in a community of other men who are there, who have been through the struggles and are there to support other men. I have seen how it worked for me. I have experienced it. And in my time in the military, I have seen how I have been able to help other men. And now as a transformational coach, I see how my clients have been able to open up and think and experience things that they didn't even know was possible. So if you're a young man, if you're a man in this second era of your life, you're in midlife, I encourage you to look at psychology, consider becoming a psychologist, a coach, a mentor, because you are needed. We are all needed. We need to help other men. I truly hope that you found value in this message. And if you're a man who has been carrying a weight for quite a while, then I want to invite you to send me an email at Manhood Speaks Podcast. It would just be two men having a conversation about the load that you have been carrying. And subscribe to this community, Manhood Speaks, where men rise together. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, brother. Peace.